This past January, the Sycamore Board of Education determined that they need to place an operating levy on the ballot in 2016. Based on discussion at their January Board of Education meeting, they've determined that they will put a $6.5 million levy on the ballot on November 8th, 2016. This would be the first time the board has asked for an increase in taxes for operations since 2004. At that point in time, the community approved a 5-year limited levy that was renewed in 2009 with no increase in the tax rate. That 12-year span is new for Sycamore. Historically, we had been on the ballot about every 6 years, and on average for about 6 mills. So we feel good about being able to keep off the ballot for the length of time that we had. There are a few reasons that we are going to be on the ballot. First, because when you look at the typical levy cycle of school districts, because there's no increase in taxes after the original levy, as expenses go up, revenues stay the same, you eventually have to be on the ballot, back on the ballot anyway. For us, we do have an additional factor in that the state has changed their budget over the past several years with a local funding source called the Tangible Personal Property Tax being phased out. The district received $12 million from this revenue source back in 2005. In the 2012-13 biennium budget for the state, they phased out $3 million of that already, and the district was able to absorb that at that period of time. In this most recent state budget, the legislature also deemed that they will be phasing out the remaining $9 million that the district receives. But they'll be doing that between now and 2023. If the levy is approved in November, it'll generate $11 million annually for the district. The collection for that will begin in January of 2017. The cost to the taxpayer for this new operating levy would be $228 per every $100,000 of property value. If you think about it as part of your mortgage, that would be $19 per month for every $100,000 of market value of your home. Currently, our residential taxpayers' rate of taxation for our schools ranks 23rd out of 25 school districts in Hamilton County, and we also include our neighboring districts of Masons and Kings within that comparison. We're about 37% below the average for that comparison group, and even with the new levy, our ranking will only change to 20th out of the 25 districts in that comparison group. Board of Education is very proud to have been able to keep off the ballot and to not have to ask our taxpayers to increase their taxes for the last 12 years. They've been able to do that by putting into place financial goals that have kept our costs low, have lowered the increases in our budget, and while doing that have been able to maintain academic excellence and opportunities for our students. They've been very diligent about making sure that they keep their investments in our buildings up to date. We've made sure we had a safe fleet and have made sure that in these very changing times that we've kept our technology in line with what our students need as well. We know information will be important for you as you make your decision on this levy. We will be putting information updates on our website beginning April 1st and continuing to address information that our community members need as they make this decision.